A young American woman named Vivien vaguely remembers the moment of the accident that divided her life into before and after. Back in high school, Vivien was in love with two guys, handsome Steve and Roy, both swimmers. Steve was showing great results, while Roy kept faltering, which earned him scoldings from the coach, Dylan. If Roy got kicked off the team, he would lose his scholarship and his ability to pay for college. Steve was outgoing, while Roy didn't talk to anyone or go out, not even with the team. Now Vivien is dating Steve, while her best friend Christine thinks it wouldn't be a bad idea to get to know Roy better. But Steve doubts Roy would be interested. Vivien and Steve's relationship looks perfect, but does Vivien truly love him? She comforts herself by thinking that the idea of happiness from love is greatly exaggerated. Roy lives with his younger sister and their father, who's been taking care of the children alone since his wife's death. Roy and his father often argue, as the man believes his son doesn't take swimming seriously enough. There's too much at stake. Today, after another fight, Roy leaves. Vivien often misses her father, who's constantly away on business trips. The upcoming college entrance exams are another major stressor for her. She has to give it her all. That night, Roy sneaks into the pool complex to swim alone. But why can't Vivien stop thinking about this strange guy? It's as if she can feel his emotions. Because of the competition, Steve has been spending less time with his girlfriend, which upsets her. In the morning, seeing 2 missed calls from Steve, Vivien doesn't call back. Feeling guilty for not coming over the night before like they had planned, Steve shows up at Vivien's place and apologizes. Lately he's been spending all his free time in the pool. Vivien feels hurt. Despite preparing for her exams, she still makes time for Steve. That evening during a walk, she sees her mother in a restaurant with another man, and feels her world shatter. On the way back, she's surrounded by a group of hooligans who steal her purse. But Roy, who happens to be passing by, steps in and gets her purse back. He advises Vivien not to go to places like this alone. Steve definitely wouldn't approve. Vivien asks Roy not to tell Steve anything. The day of the college entrance exams comes, but Vivien can't handle the panic and just walks out, feeling broken. That evening she goes to Christine's place and asks for the strongest alcohol they have. When asked what happened, Vivien answers, nothing. When Roy reads a bedtime story to his little sister, she asks if he remembers their mom. They both miss her terribly. Right now both Roy and Vivien feel equally broken. The girls plan to go to a nightclub tonight and forget about everything. When Roy sneaks into the pool complex again, he finds Steve and Dylan there, and it turns out they're lovers. Roy overhears Steve telling the coach he doesn't want to be with Vivien. After Dylan leaves, Roy reveals his presence to Steve. Realizing Roy saw everything, Steve threatens to report him to the college administration for sneaking into the pool at night. Roy in turn threatens to expose Steve's secret relationship with the coach. Vivien dances at a costume party in the club when a mysterious masked guy joins her. When 2 other guys start a fight, Roy, who is behind the mask, first tries to break them up, then punches one of them. Vivien hurries to get Roy out of there before the police arrive. She feels increasingly drawn to this guy who's so different from everyone else, and she suggests they play a game. They'll exchange secrets. Vivien confesses that she was supposed to take her college entrance exam today, but didn't. Roy in turn admits that he swims alone every night. The mutual attraction between them grows, but when Vivien steps away to buy a cold soda from a vending machine to press against Roy's bruise, he disappears. Vivien fantasizes about swimming with Roy and ignores Steve's messages. Roy wants to quit swimming, but the coach talks him out of it, explaining that success depends more on persistence than talent. Dylan proposes a bet: if Roy can beat Steve, he'll make the team and go to the competition. Vivien can't miss the chance to see Roy in the pool. Roy beats Steve. Vivien voices her grievances to Steve. Lately, he hasn't been paying her any attention and didn't even ask how she did on yesterday's test. If Steve isn't willing to fight for her and their relationship, then Vivien sees no reason to keep going. Steve only replies that he has to go meet with the coach. Vivien can't believe he cares so little. But at home, another blow awaits her. Her parents announce they are planning to divorce. In reality, they made the decision a year ago but didn't want to tell Vivien so she could focus on preparing for the test and getting into college. Vivien is shocked. Had her parents been lying to her all year? In tears she storms out of the house, unable to calm down. Suddenly a message from Steve arrives, saying he's flying to a competition in Rome and that they'll talk when he returns. Vivien also travels to Rome and tricks the hotel receptionist into giving her a duplicate key to Steve's room. In the hallway, she runs into Roy, who has no idea that he's the real reason she came. Roy is also in love with Vivien and suggests they go for a walk while Steve's away. Vivien jokes, only if he doesn't disappear when she looks away. Roy promises to make up for lost time. During their walk, Vivien complains that Roy takes photos of everything except her. Roy says he prefers to keep the most important things in his memory. Forgetting the world, they laugh and fool around. Roy tells Vivien about his difficult relationship with his father. Then he shares a beautiful legend about Orpheus, who fell in love with a lovely nymph. But the nymph died, and Orpheus struck a deal with the god of the underworld. They visit the most beautiful sights in Rome and later go for a boat ride. In a moment of romance, Vivien asks Roy if he believes in love. Roy replies that he does, but that he doesn't need it. Upset, Vivien asks Roy to try calling Steve again, but he still doesn't answer. Roy offers Vivien a drink. After a few cocktails, she gets drunk. Roy shares how he lost his mother. She drowned at the beach. His life changed forever. Vivien is deeply sorry to hear this. When security realizes Vivien isn't a hotel guest, the two escape and find a pool where no one else is around. Overcome with emotion and alcohol, Vivien says that life is short, so you have to take everything from it you can. But when Roy kisses her, Vivien realizes they should leave before they do something they'll regret. Roy wishes Vivien good night, and she enters Steve's room, only to catch him with the coach. Refusing to hear any excuses, Vivien runs out in tears. Roy follows her, but she can't forgive him for knowing everything and saying nothing. Vivien believes Roy was trying to take advantage of her, while he tries to convince her that's not true. Vivien says many hurtful things, and now Roy is the one who's angry. Vivien follows him, begging for forgiveness. At that moment she's hit by a car. More than anything, Roy fears that he won't be able to save the girl he loves, just like he couldn't save his mother. Doctors decide to place Vivien on a plane and transport her to a hospital in New Jersey. She is still in a coma. Christine doesn't understand why Vivien was with Roy at the time of the accident instead of Steve. What were they doing together? Steve says he has no idea. The doctor assures Vivien's parents that she's strong and will make it, but no one can predict when she will wake up. To distract himself from thoughts of Vivien, Roy helps his father, who works as a mechanic. The man asks his son to think carefully before quitting swimming for good. But Roy no longer sees the point in fighting. The team will win even without him. Haunted by guilt, he visits Vivien's hospital room. Even though visiting hours are over, a nurse allows Roy to stay for 5 more minutes. Roy is furious at his own helplessness, but shortly after he leaves, Vivien opens her eyes. Although Vivien's condition is stable, she has suffered partial amnesia. The doctor still cannot predict whether her memories will return. The doctor advises her parents not to pressure her or force her to remember the moment of the accident. It's a huge relief for the couple when the doctor allows them to take their daughter home. They have also decided to give their marriage another chance. Vivien looks around her room, trying to recall the past. When she finds a photo Roy took on that fateful day, she is overcome with panic. Christine supports Vivien, as does Steve. Vivien doesn't remember the cheating and assumes that everything between them is still fine. Steve plays along willingly. Christine senses that Steve is lying and decides to find Roy, telling him that Vivien has come out of the coma. Christine explains that Steve lied to Vivien, saying he was the one who was with her that night. But Roy has no intention of telling Vivien the truth, believing it's for the best. Everyone Roy has ever loved ends up hurt, so he's just trying to protect the girl he loves. Roy can't forgive himself for the fact that Vivien almost died because of him. His father understands better than anyone. He'll never stop blaming himself for not being there for his wife when she needed him most. Roy hugs his father. They understand everything without saying a word. Roy's father gives him a car, symbolically letting him go into adulthood. They hug once more. That night, Roy breaks into Vivien's house while she's at a restaurant with her parents. The associations trigger some memories for Vivien, and she asks her parents to stop pretending for her sake. They tell her the accident brought them closer, and now what they have is real. Hearing that, Vivien cries with relief. Roy realizes he can't just let Vivien go. While she was gone, he hung Polaroid photos from their walk in Rome all over her room. Vivien is thrilled, thinking it's a surprise from Steve. But suddenly her memories begin to return in fragments. Now Vivien knows for sure, she has to be with Roy. Dylan decides to quit and break things off with Steve. The coach would have preferred to leave without saying goodbye, but Steve didn't let him. When Dylan finally leaves for good, Steve cries. The next day he visits Vivien, who once again asks if they were together the day of the accident. Steve says yes, but Vivien doesn't believe him. His story has too many inconsistencies. In a fit of hysteria, Vivien asks Steve over and over again where he really was that day. Breaking down, he shouts that he was with Dylan and that they've been seeing each other for the past 3 months. Vivien sobs. But after calming down a bit, she finds an address on one of the photos and goes there. Roy is waiting in a motel room. Vivien asks why he didn't just tell her it was him who was with her that day. Roy replies that he did tell her, in his own way. Now nothing stands in the way of them being together. They cherish every moment spent together, And in the morning Vivien rushes to college to retake her entrance test. This time she succeeds. In the final scene, we see Vivien and Roy riding in his car, wind in their faces.